What this is right now is, I think this is like a 97, 98 Ford Ranger. All right. And it's very similar to the Dodge Neon SRT4. They have a pulley that is pressed onto the power steering pump, very similar to this. And they use, you have to have a pulley remover installer kit. This is something cheap you could get at Harbor Freight. So far, you know what I mean? I haven't had any problems with this. It seemed to work out just fine for what I needed to do. This will actually has a tool right here. This clamps over this so you can remove it and then you press it off. Also, this is for different types of pumps. This will actually thread in and then you can press the pulley onto the shaft. Okay, very similar to that of a Dodge Neon, which is why I'm showing this. Lots of other vehicles use this type of pulley setup on their pumps. A lot of the Fords do. I would think maybe 04, maybe 05. I can't. I'm not sure when they came in with the power steerings on the Mustangs, but they are all the same. You know, back into the older Fox bodies, which, you know, that's kind of, I'm stating that because that's what I'm familiar with. I think my older Jeep Wranglers with the straight sixes had this type of a pulley setup. I don't know if the newer stuff does. So I installed a brand new pump. All right, trying to move this over here, bumping the good old tripod, so you got some tripod noise. You can see this down in here. All right, so what we're going to do is we need to see which one of these is actually going to thread into the shaft of the pump. So that was kind of just luck. Okay. Now you have this one. It's threaded on the outside, it's threaded on the inside. It screws onto that, okay? Like this. Alright, okay? So that's there. Now, what you're going to do is you take your pulley. Sometimes it's easier to put on before you put all this stuff on in case you don't have room. Alright? Now, they give you this. This is like a thrust washer and like a regular washer, okay? So we're going to take this. We're going to install it over top. Alright? And that's going to make it so that when we insert this, alright, it can spin, and you hold one and it'll actually press the pulley onto the pump. All right, basically I got my wrenches, everything's set up here. I'm gonna bring in for a little close up, that way you can see where we're at. Okay, so we have our pump shaft, we threaded this in. This is going to turn on this and push this pulley onto here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this one. All right, and I'm going to use this wrench on the outer side to hold this from so it doesn't spin, so that when I'm spinning this, it's actually pushing this back onto the shaft. I wish I could get these guys sat down in there, but right now all I have is this tripod. So let's get this like this here. I don't know if this light's worse or better. Okay. Alright, so hopefully you can see something. So basically what I'm doing is I'm holding the one with my left hand, and then I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to spin it. Alright, sometimes to get this started onto here, you want to make sure that this shaft right down here doesn't spin while you're turning that. Because when you spin that, to tighten that down, it's actually backing out the shaft that you want to stay still to press. All right, you kind of almost have to hold the pulley so that it doesn't spin. All right, now what I like to do is I'll break this loose here, okay, and then I'll take this. See, I'm loose. It's because it started backing out. So we need to loosen this up, and now I do this a couple times while tightening this up, because if you pull that out too far and it ends up, you're pushing on that, it'll actually mess up the threads in the end of the pump, and you will have, well, let's just say, a very bad day trying to put the pump pulley on, or you'll be going and buying another pump. So I'm holding this end, and I have my fingers on the pulley so that it doesn't spin, and then we're just going to start cranking on this end. Okay, so now we got that in there a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up. I feel that I did all right, and I didn't have much back out on that. So let's get it back tight, and then we'll finish installing this pulley. So this is basically what you need to do, and you just do this till it's seated the whole way back. It is time consuming. I don't know why they make stuff like this. You would just think a pulley should go right onto that. So I'm going to get this bolted down or seated in the whole way. Like I said, I'm just going to do that a couple times. I'll turn it, I'll back it off, and then like I said, that way I don't strip out my shaft and I don't damage my tool. Even though they are cheap, you know, if you can use it multiple times without damaging it, it's great. So I'm going to get this thing seated in here, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished up. Alright, so we are almost entirely back together. I'm not sure how far back this is actually supposed to be seated. So what I did was I installed the belt. Now, two reasons why I installed the belt. One, so I could see how far back I need to go. Okay, that's one. Number two is when this belt is on here, it will help me to keep this pulley from spinning so that I can seat it on the rest of the way if it needs be. So I'm looking down across here, and I can see that I need to come in just a little bit more. So I'm going to hold these. So I have to go just a little bit more. So it might be another turn or two. So I'm going to put that there. Alright, looks good. I'm going to hold this one. Back this off. Okay. Now I got this in here tight, so we loosened that. So now I'm going to take this off of here at one time. Hopefully it comes out the way it's supposed to. Alright. Now, you can tell most of the time they'll go till they're flush with the end pulley. That way, if you needed to, you can actually get on this piece here with the wrench and back it out of your shaft if you need to. So, that right there is pretty much how you install a press-on power steering pulley. Like I said, it'll be a little bit different if you're trying to do this in an SRT4 or a Neon. You got to do it with the pump out. This particular design here, you need to pull the pulley off so that you can remove the bolts that hold the pump on. On an SRT4, there's holes in the pulley. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. If it helped you out, let me know.